Hello everyone, welcome back to the Sussex Daily News version 2 YouTube channel. This video, we give you a piece of breaking news. Meghan Markle's terrible nightmare. The Harry and Meghan biography, Finding Freedom, can be used as evidence against her in the privacy battle with Associated Newspapers. Judge rules after court heard she or her friends cooperated with authors. Meghan Markle today lost her court fight to block claims she cooperated with authors of an explosive book about her private life, or allowed her friends to. She is accused of feeding personal information to the writers of Finding Freedom to set out her own version of events in a way that is favorable to her. The High Court ruling by Judge Francesca Kay means that the book will now feature as evidence in Meghan Markle's high-stakes privacy battle against Associated Newspapers, the publishers of the Mail on Sunday and Mail Online. It also means that she could be questioned under oath about her involvement with the book, which tells the story about her life with the Duke of Sussex. Finding Freedom, which the newspaper argues she collaborated with the authors on, was published in August, weeks after the lawyers for the newspapers had submitted its defense. Like someone who sues about privacy but then signs up for a reality show. This case is going to be embarrassing. Of course she can't cooperate with a tell-all book and then say other people need to keep her business private. She's making mistakes that get bigger and messier as time goes on. Obviously, the judge can see the hypocrisy of writing a tell-all book whilst complaining about privacy. At the preliminary hearing, Anthony White, QC, said the biography gives every appearance of having been written with their extensive cooperation. The book contains a great deal of detailed information about Meghan's personal life, including a number of passages referring to her relationship and communications with her father, and a section referring to the letter is at the heart of the case, he added. He argued that the Duchess either directly or through friends allowed the bombshell book to use intimate details to paint a favorable picture of her life. Meghan's lawyer, Justin Rushbrook, QC, asked for the permission to appeal against the ruling allowing the amendments to the Mail on Sunday's defense, but Judge Francesca Kay refused permission to appeal against her ruling. Obviously, she either cooperated with the authors or gave permission for friends to. Too much private information involved for it to have been guesswork. I'm so glad that the book can be included now, realizing that she has shown privacy isn't actually an issue. We all know she'd sell anything for fame and fortune. She must try and backpedal. Hope they screen the case. I'd love to watch her being picked apart when she testifies and watch her smug mug squirm. She has really landed herself between a rock and a hard place. I bet she's a nightmare client who truly believes she knows more than all the lawyers involved on both sides. That's probably the reason she has gone through countless lawyers already with her various court cases. They try and advise her. She thinks she knows best, so she just moves on to the next one. In her world, you basically do what she says or you're gone. I think Meghan lives in a bizarro world where all she does is off-kilter. Lies are truth, greed is holy, humanitarians are limelight lovers, ugly fashion is deemed still ugly but desirable. Privacy is publicity, and oath means you will not honor them. She seems to echo El Don Quixote, fighting windmills, believing herself noble, courageous, but here conniving, not pure. Harry acts as the simpleton sidekick Sancho, here not unambitious, but fully loving the reflected glory and power. I feel sorry for Harry. He worshipped this woman and has given up everything to try and make her happy. It's so easy to be critical, but it was as plain as day how he adored her, and now there's a child in the mix. He was upfront for the years that he wanted his own family. I don't think a happy ending is possible. I don't think he is truly happy now. All his life, Harry valued his privacy and surrounded himself with a tight circle of trusted friends. Look at him now. How can he truly say he is happy with how his life has turned out? I know it's corny, but Harry used to remind me of Ben Walton, of the Waltons. As time passed and he married, Harry lost that association in my head. If he wanted a Hollywood ending, he should have gone for the Waltons' lifestyle, not the starlet's dream. The High Court rulings also meant that Mr. Scobie will be asked to give evidence in the case. Last week, in a pretrial hearing, the Publishers Associated Newspapers asked the High Court for permission to include her alleged cooperation in Finding Freedom as part of their defense when the trial starts on January 11th. The Duchess's own legal costs are predicted to be £1.8 million for the 10-day trial, when she is also expected to give evidence. The Netflix funds are being eaten up faster in solicitor costs. bearing in mind that the book has been promoted to the high heavens as the true story of Mrs. Markle's and Harry's desertion from the royal family. And they did not blink an eye at its publication. The judge has come to the correct decision. It also undermines her argument with news that their Netflix contract will involve them divulging private footage of the run-up to their desertion. Some cheek to state that they fled to seek privacy. The Meghan PR machine is in overdrive. Please come to our defense. We shirked our duties, flouted royal protocol, thumbed our noses at the Queen, whined about everything. Say something nice about us. Once Meghan and Harry get in a courtroom, they will have to tell the truth or else. I think they may regret this if they are not already. Should I feel bad? This makes me so happy? Forget it. We'll continue with another news from the royal family. Prince George has been caught up in an international row after a gift he received from hero David Attenborough that sparked controversy. Here's how the future king is at the center of the fierce debate. Prince George, 7, was lucky enough to meet one of his heroes, Sir David Attenborough, last week, after his father Prince William collaborated with the world-famous naturalist on a new climate change documentary. While George received a very special gift from Attenborough, an international row may see the young royal forced to give it back. Sir David gifted George a prehistoric shark tooth he found during a family holiday in Malta half a century ago. The young prince was photographed handling the special present with glee during their special encounter. Photos of an excited George with his gift were shared by Kensington Palace at the weekend but have since sparked a furious debate. While royal fans have been delighted to see George enjoying his present, the gift has incensed Maltese officials. The country's culture minister, Jose Herrera, has pledged to investigate if the tooth should be returned for display on the island where it was originally excavated, according to reports. Mr. Herrera told the Times of Malta, "There are some artifacts that are important to Maltese natural heritage, which ended up abroad and deserve to be retrieved. We rightly give a lot of attention to historical and artistic artifacts. However, it is not always the case with our natural history. I am determined to direct a change in this attitude." The huge fossilized tooth is from an extinct Carcharicles megalodon, one of the most feared predators to have swum in the seas. The tooth was found by Mr. Attenborough in the 1960s, and it was embedded in the island's soft yellow limestone. The Carcharicles megalodon, from which it came, is believed to have grown up to 15 meters in length, about twice the length of a great white shark. Prince William's new documentary, Prince William, A Planet for Us All, will air on ITV next month. The Duke of Cambridge invited Mr. Attenborough to a private screening of the new program at Kensington Palace. In a teaser clip for the show, William talks about how having children has altered his views on saving the planet. The Duke said, "I've always loved nature, but fatherhood has given me a new sense of purpose. Now I've got George, Charlotte, and now Louis in my life. Your outlook does change," William added. "You want to hand it over to the next generation. The wildlife in a much better condition. So 2 years ago, a film crew joined me on my search for ways to protect our natural world." My news today has ended. How do you feel about it? Let me know in the comment section below. Remember to like and share it with your friends. Besides that, subscribe to the Sussex Daily News channel to not miss any new videos by our team. Now, have a nice day and we'll see you in the next video.